Welcome to another episode of the Blockchain Beginner Series. Today we are going to be having a really short video, but a crucial one. So, previously we set a favorite number and anyone could choose their own favorite number. But what if you wanted to store multiple people's names and their favorite number? That is the topic of today's video, and it is structs and arrays. So let's begin by writing down a struct and seeing how it is defined. So you'd start off by the keyword called struct, just how you say function, or uint, you'd say struct, then give it a name, let's say people. Then you'd open and close brackets or curly brackets, and then you can have any type of data type inside a single data type. So how is this useful? You'll see in a bit after we set it. So let's say uint to 56, favorite number, and a string for name. Okay, so now it's clearly visible how this could be useful. You can have a huge list of data types being stored under a single data type. So now let's see how would we initialize this, or how would we choose a favorite number and a name. So first we'd say people, and then we'd say its visibility. Obviously we want it to be public so we can see the variables we push in. Then we'd give it another name, let's just say people with lowercase. Then we set it equal to people, open parentheses and open curly brackets. And here is where we'll push in these data types. So we could say favorite, or just let's keep it the same and say fav number is 10 and name is Jacob. Let's put semicolon. Oh wait, this is string, so make sure you put quotation marks. Let's compile. Oh, we have an error. Oh yeah, it has to be small n, my bad. Let's deploy it. And now we have a new variable called people, because remember we set it to public, so that's basically a view function. Now when we click on it, we'll see, oh, the favorite number is 10, and the name is Jacob. Also, one thing I want to mention is you see these 0 and the 1. For anyone who's never done programming or computer science, in computer science, we start counting from 0, and these are basically the index of the data type. So as you can see, the first one is favorite number, so it's set to index of 0, and the second one is name, so it's set to the index of 1. However, we'll be explaining this more in depth later on in the course. But now let's get back to the contract. Let's say you wanted to set more names. You'd have to copy this, paste it multiple times, and set the favorite number, let's say to 1, the name to Adam, number to 3, and the name to Adrian. However, this is not very effective because you're going to have to copy paste many times. So let me show you an even better way, and that is using arrays. So it's defined just like this. However, okay, you start it by saying an array of what do you want. So you want an array of people. However, the thing that you would add is these square brackets. So you'd say an array of people, you'd write visibility, obviously we want it to be public, and we'll call it people, lowercase. Let's compile and then deploy and see what happens. So now we see we have people, and when we click on it, they ask us to, first of all, put in a parameter. Now when we click 0, obviously there's nothing, because the array is now empty. Now before we teach you how to put stuff into the array, I want to mention one thing. There are two types of arrays. First, over here, you have an infinite array. Basically, you can add any number of people and it would be fine. However, if you want to have a certain number of people, let's say a maximum of 5, you'd put that in here. However, we want an infinite array. So now how would you push in something into this array? Let's do it in here. We'll say in the same thing. We'll put underscore favorite number. Let's just add a string for name, or underscore name. Let's keep that same naming structure. And then we'd say people dot push. We'll say people, and we can initialize it in the same way. Let's say fav number, set it to 5, and name to Adrian. Okay, let's end it with a semicolon. Let's compile. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention. Let's say we're using strings in the function. We're gonna have to define something known as its parameter or data location. As you can see here, the two options we have are memory or call data. We'll explain this more in depth later, but basically each one has its own specific gas costs. So memory, what you're basically saying is, remember this string that we're pushing in only for this function. After this function is executed, you can get rid of this string and you won't need to remember anymore. And call data basically says, okay, save this, however, only use it when we are calling it. So obviously that's more cost efficient, but we're going to use memory. Or of course it's unused since we haven't used it yet. Oh yeah, here let's set it to underscore name. Set this to underscore fav number. Let's compile it and let's deploy again. Okay, so as you can see in 0 we have nothing. Let's go in here, put 1, and let's put it Adrian again, transact. It's done. Now in 0, oh, we have favorite number and the name. So that's pretty much it for today. Last thing I wanted to mention was arrays. You can use that for almost anything. So you could say uint256. Let's set it as our favorite number. So if you remember, this is how, or let's put it numbers. This is how we set the regular uint256. To change it to an array, just put the square brackets. Now we have an array of favorite numbers. And if you deploy, you could see it. Oh wait, why isn't it showing? Oh wait, we forgot to compile. That's a very common mistake. Anyways, as you can see now we have it. Well, obviously there are none. Now let's say we wanted to have only a favorite number. How would we call it? So let's make a separate function for this. Function number, let's take in uint256. Let's call it underscore number. And then we'll set it to public, of course, since we're going to use it. And we'll just say, what did we name the array? Fav numbers dot push. Just like this. However, instead of pushing in a struct, we're just going to push underscore number. Obviously end it with semicolon, compile, no mistakes. Let's deploy. It's called number, let's put 3. And then as you can see, 3. So that's it for today. Your assignment could be just testing out structs and numbers and create a struct where you can have a student's name and their grade. Thank you all for watching.